What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you have already subscribed, welcome back to another quick and easy recipe. Tonight we are gonna be making some pasta with meat sauce. I like making this recipe. Not only it is quick and easy to put together, it is also super delicious, one of my family's favorite. You interested and want to see how I put it together? Please keep on watching.
Cooking made easy.
Before we start with our recipe, my name is Claude Mott, owner and founder of Lobogo Seasoning. Lobogo Seasoning is an e-commerce website that I created when I was in grad school, where we sell organic green seasoning, organic meat seasoning. Our meat seasoning comes in different flavors. We have a regular, mild, spicy. We have organic barbecue marinade, organic jerk marinade, organic hot pepper sauce, and so much more. If you're interested and want to try one of our products, since all of the recipe that I have been posting on my channel, I have been making them using the product from our store. I'll make sure to have it in the description below. Alright, let's jump right into the recipe. Before we start with our recipe, first we are going to cook our pasta. And when you are cooking your pasta, make sure you cook it until it's al dente and make sure you follow the direction that is in the box or the bag that you are using. Now that our pasta is cooking, for this recipe we are going to be using 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of sweet Italian sausage. And we are also going to be using some onions and bell pepper. I am using yellow onion for this recipe, but if you have red onion, feel free to use that as well. And for our tomato sauce, we are going to be using some Prego. And to season the meat, we are going to be using our organic meat seasoning. As I mentioned, although our meat seasoning also comes in different flavors, we also have different sizes. We have a large and a small. And for starter, we are gonna be seasoning the meat. And when you are seasoning the meat, make sure you adjust the amount of seasoning that you are using based on the amount of meat that you are cooking. And now that I have added the meat seasoning, we are going to give it a quick mix, a good mix, so that we can make sure that the seasoning fully incorporate in the meat. And after that, we are going to let it set aside so it can fully marinate. And this is what our meat is looking like after it has been fully mixed with the meat seasoning. Now that our pasta is ready, before we drain it, we are going to take 1 cup of the water. Reason why we are going to be using the water that cooked the pasta is because the water has some good starch in it, and it is also going to help to thicken our sauce. Now we are going to save 1 cup of water aside, and now we are going to drain the pasta. To make a sauce in a pan, we are going to heat up some oil. After our oil gets hot, now we are going to start cooking the meat. And when you are cooking the meat, please make sure to take your time. Keep stirring and keep breaking it down because you don't want to have any clumps, and you also want everything to cook evenly. When you are making this recipe, when you no longer see any red, you will know that the meat is ready. And this is what the meat is looking like. Even though it is brown, I usually let it cook for a little bit more because I want the seasoning to not fully dry up, but I want most of the water to reduce. So we're just going to let it dry up for a couple more minutes. And now that it is fully dry, we are going to add our bell pepper and onion and give it a good mix until everything is translucent or until it is fully tender. Now we are going to add our tomato sauce. When you are making this, depending on how much tomato sauce you want, please feel free to adjust the quantity that you are using. Now I want my meat sauce to be fully meaty, so I'm not going to add too much of the tomato sauce. So now we are just going to add the tomato sauce and reduce the heat and let it simmer. And while the sauce is cooking, it is getting thick, so now we are going to add the pasta water. The pasta water is going to make it a little bit liquidy, and now we are going to give it a good stir and let it simmer. And this is a closer look of what our meat sauce is looking like. We're just going to let it simmer for an additional 10 minutes and our recipe will be done. And while the sauce is cooking, please remember to keep mixing because you don't want to have any clumps. And now our sauce is pretty much done. We are going to get ready to start plating. And this is the final result. I added a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. This recipe came out perfect. As I mentioned, I wanted mine to be fully meaty. I didn't want to have a lot of sauce. But if you want to have a lot of sauce, please make sure to adjust the quantity that you want to use. I really hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and thank you guys so much for staying with me until the end. If you like this recipe, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you'll add. Let me know what you'll do differently. And if you are new here, please remember to subscribe to my channel to help support my channel and help me grow. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next recipe. Bye now.
Cooking made easy.